Dinner at the Center of the Earth is a 2017 novel by Nathan Englander that takes readers on a complex journey through the Middle East and Europe, exploring the lives of characters from diverse backgrounds whose identities are shaped and challenged by the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Among them are Shira, a kibbutz member near Gaza trying to navigate life amid turmoil; the general, a high-ranking Israeli politician in a coma; Farid, a Berliner with family in Gaza who believes their safety hinges on a Palestinian victory; and Joshua, a Canadian who exploits the conflict for personal gain, ultimately betraying Farid's trust. The narrative shifts between 2002 and 2014, offering snapshots that capture the contentious realities of the region and their global repercussions. The novel opens in 2014 with Shira, who is sheltering in a kibbutz just inside Israel during a period of conflict. Nearby, a mysterious prisoner known as Z is held in a Negev desert prison where he shares a complicated bond with his guard. Simultaneously, the general lies in a Tel Aviv hospital, his mother by his side, as his mind replays the tragic day his son accidentally shot himself. The plot then transports us to Paris in 2002, where Z meets a waitress at a restaurant and quickly falls in love with her, while harboring distrust for a waiter for reasons unknown. He becomes a regular at the restaurant, yearning to see the waitress again. Their paths eventually cross in a bookstore, leading to a night spent together at Z's apartment. In Berlin that same year, Farid encounters Joshua at a yacht club, and they bond over dinner and a shared love for sailing. As they sail together, their connection deepens, revealing personal stories. Returning to 2014, prisoner Z sends a heartfelt letter to the general, pleading for his release or at least recognition of his existence, fearing he may die in obscurity. Meanwhile, in Berlin, Farid and Joshua go sailing again, during which Joshua confides in Farid about business troubles, but Farid is unable to assist him. In Paris, the waitress uncovers Zed's true identity as a spy, while Farid agrees to help Joshua smuggle goods into Gaza. As the narrative unfolds, the general's family and friends gather at the hospital, anticipating his imminent death. In 2002 Paris, the waitress inadvertently lets the dubious waiter into Z's apartment building, believing he lives there. Z, sensing danger, forces her to flee with him. Meanwhile, in Berlin, Farid confronts Joshua over his involvement in a business deal that resulted in a massacre in Gaza. Joshua acknowledges his role but shows no remorse. By 2014, the general passes away while prisoner Z remains locked in his cell. The guard informs Z of the general's death, implying that he had been in a coma for the past 8 years. Back in 2002 Berlin, Joshua is fired after admitting his part in the Gaza disaster and subsequently becomes known as Z. He travels to France, where he calls Farid, offering his apologies and expressing a desire to aid the Palestinian forces. Z approaches his new boss, seeking permission to travel to the US under the pretense of visiting his dying mother, but his true intention is to escape. His boss agrees, provided Z first travels to Tel Aviv to finalize a deal. Anxious about his prospects for escape, Z consults the waitress, who offers to drive him to Italy to seek help from her wealthy father. He accepts, and her father arranges for Z to be smuggled onto a plane bound for the United States. However, before he can leave, Israeli intelligence officers abduct Z and return him to Israel, where the general's fate will determine his own. The officers take him to a prison in the Negev, where he remains until 2014. The final section of the novel unfolds entirely in 2014. Shira longs to reunite with her lover, but the Gaza border separates them. They plan to meet in a tunnel beneath the border, where they share a dinner together while the conflict rages above. Meanwhile, prisoner Z grapples with despair, realizing that, with the general's coma, he is likely to die in prison without any resolution to his case. During the holidays, Z's guard gives him a robe with the belt still attached, seemingly out of pity. It's implied that Z uses the belt to hang himself in the shower. In a surprising turn, Shira and her lover finally reunite in the tunnels beneath Gaza. In these concluding moments, Dinner at the Center of the Earth illustrates that human connection endures and adapts, even amidst the harsh realities and injustices of the modern world. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.